Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So some time ago, Rudy of Rudy's Movie Reviews made a video of his favorite TV show theme songs. I loved the selection he shared. Some were themes I hadn't heard of, others I had, and then others were themes I'd heard of but never knew they were used for TV shows. I commented on the video, which is a rarity, and he suggested I do the same thing. Well, I haven't watched a lot of movies lately because I've been binge watching the originals and the nanny, so I figured now was a perfect time, and that night just remembered. It was not easy to come up with this list. I watch so many TV shows and there are so many themes I love, but I decided to focus on what are themes I would listen to outside of watching the show and not just themes that you sing along to while watching the show because they're that catchy. That's a whole other list that would feature shows like Kath and Kim or The Nanny. This list has no particular order and is completely random. First on the list is the opening theme to Charmed, which ran from 1988 to 2006. If you've been watching my videos for a while, then you know Charmed is my #1 obsession. I love all the themes used for Charmed, the opening, the closing, all of them. In high school, every tone setting on my phone was a different Charmed theme. I just couldn't choose. Anyway, Charmed's opening theme is How Soon Is Now by Love Spit Love. When the movie The Craft was being made, the music supervisor for the film approached the band asking if they would want to do a cover of the Smiths song How Soon Is Now to be used for the movie. At first the band wasn't interested, but then they changed their mind, and then once the song gained popularity, it was chosen by the WB to be the opening theme to Charmed. So let's have a listen. Now, during season 8, the series' final season, the theme was changed to just hard rock instrumental music, which is like another version of How Soon Is Now. Some fans didn't watch the final season because they weren't prepared to say goodbye and didn't watch it till they got the DVD or Netflix and assumed Netflix and the DVD screwed up by changing the theme. Fact of the matter is, the final season of Charmed was ruined due to extreme budget cuts, and one of the things they couldn't fit into the budget was to pay for the license to use the song for the final season. Netflix uses the season 8 theme for all 8 seasons because they can't pay for the license either. Most Charmed fans hate the season 8 theme. I honestly love it. I kind of love it more than the original Blaspheme. It's edgy, modern, but with 90s undertones, and just something about it feels like it fits with a supernatural TV series, well, to me at least. So let's listen to that too. So good. Next on the list is One Piece. Now, One Piece is my #1 favorite anime, and it's been going since 1999. It's probably got another 15 years in it before they finally find the One Piece, which I kind of don't mind. One Piece isn't necessarily broken into seasons. It's split into arcs. Some arcs might be 20 episodes, others might be 150. True story. And during that time, the opening theme may change quite a lot. There have been like 20 to 30 opening themes used for the series since it started, but but my favorite is the rap used for the English dub. It was rapped by Conrad, better known as Fresco, and Russell Velasquez did the singing parts. It is so damn catchy. I can't help it. So let's have a listen to that too.
There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
My fortune is yours for the taking, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in one piece.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for One Piece, the treasure that would make their dreams come true.
Yo!
Don't give it up, Luffy. Don't give it up, Zolo. Don't give it up, Nami. Don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Here's how the story goes. We find out about a treasure in the Grand Line. There's no doubt. The pirate whose eye is on it, he'll sing. I'll be king of the pirates. I'm gonna be king.
His name is Luffy.
That's Monkey D. Luffy.
King of the pirates. He's made a
How
rubber.
did that happen?
Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum. His name's Zolo, he's just like a samurai and a Lady. Nami's not shy. Usopp's doing that marksman thing. Sanji's cooking, Chopper's doctoring.
Set sail for One Piece. It's the name of the treasure in the Grand Line. Set sail for One Piece.
It's so funny because it still sounds like they're saying Zolo, but his name is Zorro. This show would come on at 8 a.m. every morning on the morning kids show, and I'd always miss the last 10 minutes because I had to go to school. But I always knew it was 8 a.m. when I heard this theme. It was years before I knew this was an anime, and it's funny how the rap kept getting longer each time they'd add a new crew member. Next theme comes from Shinjiki no Kyojin, also known as Attack on Titan. This is another favorite anime of mine, which began in 2013. For the first 13 episodes of the first season, they use Gurren no Yunya, or Crimson Bow and Arrow, and is by Linked Horizon. It's still my favorite opening they have used. It fits the show so well. It's got this great rock edge, and the lyrics, if you read the translation, perfectly describe the show. I have the full song and I listen to it pretty regularly, so let's listen to it now. I love the Japanese. Do not let your children watch this anime. Oh, so good. So good. It's still the only Attack on Titan theme I rarely ever skip. Next up is the opening theme for the BBC's The Chronicles of Narnia TV miniseries that aired from 1988 to 1990. I love this series to death. They did The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and The Silver Chair, all long before Hollywood, and way better. They really capture the essence of the books, and because they did each story as a mini series like this, it meant they could include a lot more details from the book. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe was my favorite, and just so happens to be directed by a woman, Marilyn Fox, but that's besides the point. Each one was released as a full-length movie with music by Geoffrey Bergen. The opening theme uses a tune created for the series called Aslan's theme and is pure perfection. You listen to it, and if you close your eyes, it's like you're being transported to the land of Narnia. It's beyond enchanting, so let's have a listen. It's my childhood. Oh, I wish I had an enchanted wardrobe that took me to a magical land. So soothing, almost like a lullaby. It takes me right back to my childhood every time I hear it. Next is the opening theme to Thundercats, which ran from 1985 to 1989. We are not going to talk about the remake. The opening theme is simply called Thundercats and was done by Bernard Hoffer. I was not born in the 80s, but when I was little, I played with the Thundercats action figures that were my brother's, even though I had no idea where they came from. One day, while I was recovering from bruised ribs, my brother told me about this cartoon series he used to watch and that he had the first episode, which was movie length, and he gave it to me to watch because he loved it and thought I would too. He was 100% right. I love it so much so that when the lead avatar in Ready Player One had a Thundercats belt, I was over the moon. Let's have a listen.
Thundercats!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundercats.
Gotta love guitar.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats.
Still love this, and now I want to go binge watch it. I wish there had been more episodes. I had such a crush on Tigra, but that's off topic. Next theme comes from Angel, which ran from 1999 to 2004 and was the spin-off to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The opening theme by Darling Violetta is like a perfect description of the show without needing a synopsis. You have this beautiful cello being played, and the use of the cello plus its melody is a musical interpretation of the character of Angel. It sounds old, like from another time, and tortured, which is exactly what Angel is. And then you have this rock edge that modernizes it, which tells you not only is this show definitely from 99, but you have a character that is out of time. Let's just listen. I do admit that when I'm doing an Angel marathon, after a while I do skip the intro, but when you haven't watched it in a while, it's hypnotic. The next one is from a show a lot of people don't know about. It's Beauty and the Beast, and it ran from 1987 to 1990. I still cry when I watch this series. It is so romantic and beautiful and touching and powerful and beyond poetic. It starred Ron Perlman and Linda Hamilton, and it was what inspired the 2012 reboot, which people all thought was an original concept, but it wasn't. This isn't an animated series, by the way, but anyway, the opening theme has this beautiful melody which is used for most of the series. The composers for the series were Lee Holdridge, Don Davis, and William Ross, but what I love about this theme is that it's narrated by both our leads, where they are describing each other and their worlds to the audience. So let's listen.
This is where the wealthy and the powerful rule. It is her world, a world apart from mine. Her name is Catherine.
So romantic, I
From
love
the
it!
moment I saw her, she captured my heart. With her beauty, her warmth, and her courage. I knew then, as I know now, she would change my life. Forever.
He comes from a secret place, far below the city streets, hiding his face from strangers, safe from hate and harm. He brought me there to save my life. And now, wherever I go, he is with me in spirit. For we have a bond stronger than friendship or love. And although we cannot be together, we will never, ever be apart.
I love this show. I doubt I could ever get tired of that theme. Fun fact, one of the writers of the show was George R.R. Martin, who is most famous for being the author of the Game of Thrones books. I didn't pick up on this until after I started watching Game of Thrones, and then went and did another Beauty and the Beast marathon and saw his name and now meant something. I was just like, oh my god, that's the Game of Thrones guy! Who knew he could write something so romantic that didn't involve people being brutally murdered every 2 seconds? Go figure. Since I'm mentioning Game of Thrones, I will say that the opening theme is another favorite, but pretty much everyone knows it, so I don't feel the need to play it. Traveling back to anime land is Sailor Moon, which ran from 1992 to 1997. Now, again, this aired when I was just a kid, and I watched it every morning before going to school. For me, it was just a cartoon at the time. I didn't know it was an anime, so my mornings consisted of singing and dancing to this theme tune, then going to school and playing Sailor Moon during recess and lunch. I was always Sailor Mercury, mostly because one of the girls refused to play anything other than Sailor Moon simply because she was blonde. So here's the Sailor Moon English dub theme.
Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She will never turn her back on a friend. She is always there to defend. She is the one on whom we can depend. She is the one named Sailor
I love this part.
Sailor Venus, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter. Secret powers are so new to her. She is the one named Sailor Moon. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight. We're sailors captain of the fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She is the one Sailor Moon.
Catchy as hell, and soon I will introduce my nieces to this. Last but not least is He-Man and its spin-off She-Ra. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe ran from 1983 to 1985, and yes, my brother introduced me to these also. He loved She-Ra more, of course. The opening theme was composed by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy and is the 80s. When He-Man ended, they started She-Ra, Princess of Power, which centers around He-Man's twin sister, and it ran from 1985 to 1986 and had the same composers. Let's listen to the He-Man one first.
And the Masters of the Universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
He wears so little.
Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.
It's true,
Only
he throws
3
people
others
around like a
share
rag doll.
this secret. Our friends, the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Together we defend Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor.
I was so born in the wrong decade. Next is the She-Ra theme, which frankly I enjoy more, even though they are mirrors of each other.
I am Adora, He-Man's twin sister and defender of the Crystal Castle.
Castle, my
This
bad.
is Spirit, my beloved steed. Fabulous secrets were revealed to me the day I held aloft my sword and said, "For the honor of Grayskull!"
Reminds me of Xanadu.
I am She-Ra! Only a few others share this secret. Among them are Light Hope, Madame Raz, and Cowl. Together, we and my friends of the Great Rebellion strive to free Etheria from the evil forces of Horda!
Oh god, the 80s are so entertaining. So that's my list, and it is best I stop there or I will be listing themes until the cows come home. Tell me what you guys think of these themes and what some of your favorites are. There are so many that I love, so many that are indicative of my childhood, and others that I love despite them being products from before my birth, which is great because it shows how great these mediums are because they can live beyond the time they are made. But that's it for me for now. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Until next time, bye.